What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here for the fan show post Southampton in St Mary's. We have won 5-2 away at Southampton. What a win, Simeon.
Unbelievable win. I can't quite believe what I've just seen that second half. After seeing how poor we were in the first half, you got to give it to the team. We really turned up in the second half. We showed what we're all about. It's been an unbelievable weekend for Tottenham, and we didn't only just beat Southampton, we smashed them with absolute world-class play from Son and Kane. You got to say that's some of the best duo performances you've ever likely to see in the Premier League.
Definitely. But we just want to say before we start the fan show, the lines are very, very busy today. It's our busiest, probably post-match fan show we've ever done. So if you can't get in the studio, do keep trying.
And we'll try and get you on, yeah.
And we will try and get every single person on that wants to. But first of all, let's go to my grandpa, Brian. How are you, Grandpa?
I'm really great. I was able to watch you talking and watching the match, but I was 5 minutes ahead of you all the time. I just wanted to say that
you're always ahead of us, Grandpa.
You guys were so negative. I couldn't believe it. Some great things in the first half. What they misjudged totally was how far forward they're going to play, and they played the old-fashioned offside trap.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah,
but they came out really keen. I mean, in the first half, he was far better than he was against Everton, far more engaged, moving far faster. I thought in the first half, Davis also was pretty good, and our defence was all over the place because they didn't want to be offside, and that was the big mistake. But the second half, well, I mean, give Mourinho credit for bringing on Celso. It made a huge difference, as did, I think, when he brought on Lamela. I think they made a difference because Celso particularly is so correct in everything he does. It moves well. His passing is brilliant, and I think he made a lot of difference. But in the end, you can't give man of the match to anybody else but Kane. I know a lot of people are giving it to Son, but every single support pass was from Kane. Apparently, it's a record. Nobody has ever done that before. Had 4 goals supported by the same person. So, man of the match for me was Kane. I thought Lloris was brilliant.
Yeah, he made some smart saves at the crucial times, didn't he?
Absolutely. I don't think I've seen a duo play so brilliantly. They absolutely brilliant. So well done. And we're sitting quite nicely up the table.
What did you think of the penalty in the last minute?
And he didn't. I thought it was terrible. I just think it was. I mean, he had his hand out. His hand was right out, holding the other player back, and the ball hit his arm. I mean, he didn't deliberately go for that ball. But again, it's stupid rules that they've made, and they've got to look at that. They've got to change it.
After seeing that second half, does that make you a bit more confident going into the season now?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. And I think that's going to be the problem with Bale. He seems to get lots and lots of injuries. But I think they're all going to be up for it with Bale. I think the whole team will play better. And I think that had something to do, that happened today as well. I think they were all thinking about the future with Bale. I think it'd be really brilliant. And of course, our defence will be greatly improved because they were pretty weak in the first half. I thought the only person at the back there was Davis that was doing any good.
Agreed. All
That's
right,
my bit for you guys.
Yeah,
I see you've got lots of other people waiting. So
great weekend for Tottenham fans, isn't it, Grandpa? Great weekend for Tottenham fans.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely. Ready for the season now. We're ready to go.
We're ready to go.
Cheers.
Come on.
Cody Spurs. Thanks, Grandpa, for coming on.
Grandpa.
Always great hearing your views.
Come on.
All right, it was always great to see Grandpa.
Always good to have Grandpa. Always great to have Grandpa on, obviously.
We've got a lot of people waiting to chat to us, so let's bring in the next guest. Who have we got next? All right. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, guys. How you doing?
How you doing? Oh, he's come on a few times, haven't you? I remember.
It's Alex.
Yeah, it's Alex. How you doing, Alex? You all right?
Yeah, you're right.
Talk me through your thoughts on the game, mate.
If I remember rightly, you're a bit negative on Mourinho usually.
I'm not negative. I'm just honest, to be honest with you.
So let's have some honesty today, Alex.
Well, I've got to be honest. I think the statement is clutching at straws. Clutching at straws. The first half was, the first half was a little bit of a mess. I've got to be honest. You see, we were lucky with the goal from Kane because it was a really good goal from Kane, to be honest with you. And you know, it was a bit of a wind up to see that he didn't get that goal. It was offside, unfortunately, because of VAR. And then Ndombele, who was fantastic at the end of the half, created that chance for Son. Kane was really good as well, and created that chance for Son, and they scored it, half time. But Southampton deserved that first half. You can see, and even Jenner said during the first half, he said, you can see there's just doesn't look good. Their heads are down. You can see the attitude's just completely gone. Second half, I thought, yes, it was improved performance, but let's not get it right. I think it's papering over the cracks here, because if we didn't have Son and Kane in that game, we'd have lost the game. It reminded me of the Bayern Munich game.
Yeah, but the factor of the matter is we do have Harry Kane and we do have Heung-min Son, and they're two of our best players.
Yeah, but
if you take two of the best players out of any team, they're going to struggle.
Saying if you'd have Mane and Salah, then they're struggling. I'm trying to they have Mane and Salah.
I understand what you're trying to say, but we're clutching at straws when we're saying that, because the thing is, it's always about a squad. We've got about 4 games this week. Okay, so we're going to have to fit our squad around this at the moment. We're going to have to fit players, trying to mix and match and trying to get a fit of what players can get into, that fit together. The midfield at the moment, I don't think Højbjerg and Winks work together really well. Because
I agree with you on that.
Because when Doherty was coming going up forward, who was covering that space? And everybody has a go at Sissoko. Sissoko always covers that space. He always does it. Does it. But what is Højbjerg doing? Is he a defensive midfielder? What is Winks' position? And then again, Ali. What's going on with Ali?
What do you make of it? What do you make out of that? Because obviously, just for our viewers, I just want to say for our viewers that Romano has tweeted at half-time in the game today that apparently PSG are now in talks with Dele Alli, and Tottenham have put him up for sale, and he looks like Tottenham want him gone. So, Alex, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm waiting for Alistair Gold to say something about that first before I hear anything else, because everybody wants the first on the story, and Alistair Gold gets the truth first, and then he starts reporting it. So I'm waiting for him to tell me anything first. Well, Dele Alli, from what I'm understanding, this is what me and my dad were discussing. Because Ndombele's playing, Ndombele and Ali can't play together. That's the problem. So I think that's the balance we have at the moment. We haven't got a balanced squad at the moment. So I think it's trying to juggle which players work together well. Because at the end of the day, Southampton looked better than us. They did look better than us because they looked more fluid. Everybody understood what they were doing. The only thing that looked good was Son and Kane. And Kane and Son, they played together so many times, so they understand each other's game. So that's why it really worked really well together today. You see what I'm saying? And with the Bell, when we go on to Bell, now, when I make my comments about Bell is a fantastic player. He was my hero that 2013 season. And I'm not going to go on to what my personal circumstances were, but that game against West Ham, when he scored that goal, that last-minute goal, oh my gosh, me and my dad went absolutely bonkers for it. Absolutely bonkers. But I think it's desperate. I think it's desperate. I'm sorry. I will come back if it does work. If we actually get to a European final, or we get into the top 4 or anything else, I will say yes. But I don't know how it's gonna, because when I see that first half, I just see people's heads go down. How is Bell gonna encourage or motivate how is it gonna fit? How is it gonna fit? You know what I mean? Romano,
he's a Tottenham legend. Go on.
Yeah, I understand, but I'm just saying it's about a team. It's about a team. You see what I'm saying? And before Southampton,
we turned it around in the
goals,
first half from the first half. You say our heads were down, but we turned it around.
I know, but I think we're lucky. Because it's because of Son and Kane. Because of Son and Kane scoring those goals, I think that's what really helped us. I think it really helped. That's what got us through the game today.
Do you not give any credit to Mourinho, the way he changed up second half? Giovanni Lo Celso was also very pivotal to us today.
I think Lo Celso, I mean, I don't want to bring it on Mourinho, because the thing is, Mourinho's got to stay at the end of the day. We're not going to go on to giving credit to Mourinho, because the thing is, he's doing what he's doing because he thinks what he's the best thing for Tottenham. And I'm not a manager at the end of the day. So, we could give him credit a little bit, but it still doesn't look, it still looks functional to me. You see what I'm saying? It still looks functional. And I think if Southampton had taken their chances in the first half, we wouldn't be talking like this. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to be honest in my assessment of what I've seen. You see what I'm saying? And I just think
Is there no positivity to take from today? We won 5-2 away at Southampton.
No, I'm not trying to. I think you're saying the word positivity. I think I'm not Mr. Motivator here. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to,
I'm saying, is there no positive takeaways from the game for you?
Yeah, I think there is. Obviously, it's positive. We won 5-2. You see what I'm saying? It is positive. It's really positive. But the whole point I'm making is we've still got to have our heads, feet on the ground here. It still needs improvement.
So you've gone on mute.
We've lost you, mate.
We've lost your audio.
Oh,
you're back. You're back.
Yeah. I'm not trying to disagree with you at all, and I'm not trying to be, because I'm just honest when I watch Tottenham. You see what I'm saying? Because I just feel that it's not just about having stars in the team and getting the players that you want. I think it's about a team, how the team work together as a team. Players have to understand people's games, and I just don't see that at the moment. I think there's still things missing. Next week, we'll see how he changes it up a little bit. You see what I'm saying?
I'll tell you that I thought the back three, Doherty, Sanchez and Dyer, I don't think they were good enough today. I don't think Winks, I think our middle is a bit weak with Winks and Højbjerg, but you got to give the team credit the way they responded second half, scoring 4 goals in that second half, winning the game 5-2 away at Southampton, which is no mean feat in a team where we've struggled to get away points for the last 2 years, even under Pochettino, never mind Mourinho. So I think that, yes, there are things that can be improved on in the team, but that result is a step in the right direction today, and I think it's hard to argue against that.
Yeah, I think you have a point, Alex. You do have a very valid point when you're basing it on the first half performance. But we answered those questions in the second half. We weren't just. It wasn't just saying Kane and Son. I'm sorry, we looked a lot less vulnerable at the back than we did in the first half. We conceded a lot less chances, and the only goal we did concede was from a rubbish penalty, which in my opinion was never a penalty. So I think we answered those questions within the game. And I think it was a very good step forward. And I think we were asking the same questions you're asking at half time. But I think we answered those questions.
Yeah, you know what? You've made some good points there. Like I said, I think it's. I want to finish by saying that. My questions are not because I'm just putting my honest opinions out there. But I don't think there's an absolutely stone cold answer for how to make Tottenham successful at the moment. I don't think there is. You see what I'm saying? I think they're going for the option of Bell and Reguilon at the moment, Sergio Reguilon. Sorry if I get this wrong to your show. I do apologise, but I'm not good with my pronunciation of players. I do apologise. But, I don't think there's an absolutely stone cold answer of how to, make Tottenham successful at the moment. I don't think there is. Because we've tried so many options, over the past, and it's not worked. You see what I'm saying? So, we have to see what happens with this, with what's going on. We do need a striker, but again, that's not going to get us into top 4. That's not going to actually get us into top 4, isn't it? It's just an answer to the score problem. You know,
I think everyone. I think look, it's only second game of the season. Second game of the season, we've won 5-2 away at Southampton. So, look, we just got to see what happens. But thanks, Alex, for coming on.
Cheers,
great to have
Alex.
you on.
Thank you.
Cheers, good to see you again, mate.
Thank you. Take care.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
You too, mate.
All right, so an unhappy Spurs fan there after
well,
a 5-2
not unhappy,
win.
but he's realistic apparently. It says here that Mourinho, it says, for me, Harry Kane is the man of the match.
Yeah,
for what he
that's
did to the
exactly
team.
what we said.
That's what we said.
All right, make sure to hit that subscribe button and let's get our next guest on. Who we got? All right, hello, my friend.
What's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
we can hear you.
How you doing, man?
Sweet.
What's your name? What's your name?
I'm Jake.
Jake. Welcome on the channel, Jake. How do you assess the game?
Where to start? First half, I had not expected to be a 5-2. That first 30 minutes, we played into Southampton's hands a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
You know, we squandered some chances early. Danny Ings had his chance, but then that turn from Ndombele seemed to start the turnaround on that set with Sonny.
What do you make out of Ndombele's first half performance, and was he unlucky to be taken off?
Tough call.
Because me personally, I thought he was the best player in the first half for Spurs.
Oh yeah, he made an impact he's starting to look like the player that we bought last year for, what was it, 65 million?
Yeah.
And honestly, I think he's still not really match fit to go a full 90 yet, or even 70. So I understand why Jose would take him off, and then when you put on a guy like Lo Celso who wants to force an issue and make you think about it make Southampton think about defending, he made an impact for us off the bench immediately, and that showed.
Yeah, definitely.
Go on. What did you make of the 4 assists Harry Kane put on the plate for him and Son today? Because a lot of people talk about Harry Kane, talk about, people like to deride him, saying he's only a penalty box player, he's only a finisher, he doesn't have much else to his game. But how did he prove the critics wrong today?
Oh, for sure, he proved him wrong. I mean, last year, he had 2 assists last year, right? And in this game, he doubled it, and all of them to Sonny. I don't think that's ever happened before, but all credit to Harry with the way he played today.
Yeah, he was absolutely unbelievable, wasn't he? And how important do you think? How exciting is it when you got Kane and Son on fire like they were today, and you've got the prospect of adding Gareth Bale to that attack? What do you think we can achieve in this season with that?
Honestly, with the way that they played today, and then you go and add Gareth, I mean, what a weekend to be a Spurs fan, you know?
Unbelievable.
Add Bale, add Reguilon, a 5-2 performance, brilliant. I'm really looking forward to seeing Bale play whenever he's back from his injury after the international break. I mean, we have the potential for one of the best attacks in England this year.
But do you have a reaction to the potential news of Dele Alli could be leaving? It looks like he could be on his way to PSG.
Yeah, I saw that at halftime. That shocked me, but it's not he's just so streaky as a player, I feel like. And with the way our team's starting to gel together now, with the way Jose is wanting to play a little bit more now, I feel like he just was the odd man out, and it would be a shame to see him go, because I still think he has potential to be a good player for us, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, you think it won't affect the team too much. All right.
Thank you so much for coming on. It's been a pleasure having you on.
Absolutely, yeah, awesome. Pleasure, thanks for having me, guys. Have a good one,
man. Cheers for coming on.
All right. We had a super chat while we were gone. Let's have a look at it. It's 100 yen.
100 yen.
75p.
Nice.
But thank you very much from Sukran Bart. And he says, how underrated is Kane's passing? And I believe we are absolutely horrendous at the back in the first half, but got to appreciate Mourinho. What a comeback.
Yeah, I mean, Kane's passing is completely underrated. I mean, today, the 4 assists, this kind of performance has been coming from Kane because his passing has always been on point. But yeah, our defending has got a lot to be improved on. I thought Sanchez and Dyer were really, really poor for that first goal. And I thought, especially in the first half, way too easy to play against.
Yeah. Let's bring on our next guest, Samuel. Samuel.
Hello, Samuel. You're right.
Yeah,
how you doing?
I've been trying to come on to this stream for so long, but
Well, welcome. You're here now.
Come on, have your say.
and I'm so, like in the first half, I'm now in like it's quite late here over here. It's what
Where
time
are
is it in
you?
the UK? I don't remember.
Where
I'm
are
in
you?
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
Very nice.
Yeah, like when I watched the first half, I nearly like smashed the laptop because like I was saying, just please sub off Eric. Eric needs to go because like he's been making so many mistakes from the first game and now the second game. But I mean, like I didn't expect this performance in the second half. I could not expect like Ronaldo's the legend, man. Like I'm so happy to see him so goal for.
Who would you give your man the match to today?
Oh, that's a good question. No, I wish there were. You know what? Like, I wish there were like two men of the matches. Like, if there were two, no doubt it's like for Sonny and Harry. So, I mean, like yeah, I think that's actually quite tough. But because like I'm Asian, I'm gonna give it to Sonny because like he has done so much for us. Like he's like the best Asian player at the moment. So yeah, I'm so happy that he scored 4.
Yeah.
So Sonny today.
What did you think of the first half performance compared to the second half?
Oh,
Obviously,
the first half, like I think I'm gonna be honest, combining the first game and the second game. I mean the first half of the second game, I think it's actually turned out to be good than bad because it's kind of like a wake up call to the whole team. Because in the first game we were very bad, so it led to us to say, oh no, we're in trouble. So Gareth is back, and now we need Sergio is back. So I think it's actually it could turn out to be a good thing because it's kind of a warning sign to us that we need to sign players. And today, it's very clear we need a defender. It's a clear alarm. But I've no problem with the attack. The attack is, I think it's okay. Maybe a second striker. Maybe like coming off the bench to maybe like to sub off maybe for Sonny and Harry. So I think desperately we need a defender. And actually one more thing I need to say is like I think we need to so many fans in Spurs, like they criticize Eric a lot but I think Eric is a little bit underrated today because I think his mentality is right. He's not very good for a starting place, but I think his mentality to push and energize the team is so important. And Tanguy was brilliant. Tanguy, I think he should have stayed on longer. She have stayed on longer because he was the goal we equalized. We pushed. The way he grabbed the ball, gave it to Harry, and yeah.
What do you think of the potential news of Dele leaving? Is that a disappointing for you?
I think Dele is still very talented, but I think the problem is his head is not in the right place. He's not in the right place at the moment. After the Champions League final, I'm not sure if I'm too extreme here, but I think his head, he's still got the ability, but he's just not showing it. I don't know if it's a Jose's tactics that is making him uncomfortable because sometimes I think Jose's tactics sometimes it makes maybe the front uncomfortable because he's such a defensive manager. So, but looking back, I think Dele might need to move on. I think I like him a lot. I like him as a player. Dele is great. I like him a lot, but I think he might need to be moved on because his head is not in the right place, for sure.
Okay. All right.
Cheers,
Thank you for coming on, my friend. Thank you for coming on.
I'll come on maybe the next game. Have a good day. Thank you so much.
Bro. All right.
All right. So that's one fan that says Dele Alli needs to be moved on.
It's interesting.
But we've got a special guest next one. It's the competition winner, the Harry Kane competition winner, George B. So let's have a talk with George B.
George, you're on.
Hello?
George,
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
We can hear you. How are you doing, George?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Oh, we're
thanks.
very
We
good.
are,
It's been a great weekend. It's been a good weekend to be a Spurs fan. Even better for you. On top of that, you've become our second winner of the Harry Kane giveaway. Did you know the result? You knew it, or you just looked it up? Or
Sorry, yeah, couldn't hear you cut out.
sorry, the result of the game on the program. Did you just know the result?
I'm not gonna lie, that was a complete guess.
Not bad. It was a good guess. And you got both of them right though, because you got one right earlier in the day when we scored but was ruled off offside. And you got one today. But what did you make of the game in general?
Gio played well. It was nice to see Gio play. Same with Ndombele. Tanguy, I think he's really underrated. Because I hear a lot like, oh, you overspent on him, stuff like that. But the class that he's showing at the moment, I think it's like really proving that he was worth it.
Yeah, he was quite good in first half, wasn't he? It was a bit unlucky to be taken off at half time. But you got to say, Lo Celso was absolutely fantastic in that second half, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was completely class. Lo Celso's such a baller.
But were you? Is it still worrying how slow we were in the first half out of the blocks?
I think we kind of needed to get like the first goal to kind of like shock everyone into like realizing like Southampton like aren't too easy, and we actually need to like really start trying if we want to get those wins and like push for it.
Do you give credit to the way Mourinho changed things at half time? Because obviously Ndombele was one of our better players in the first half. Takes him off, brings Lo Celso on, and you know what happened in that second half. Do you give Mourinho a lot of credit?
At the time, I was like, why isn't he subbing Winks off? Because Winks didn't contribute much. But then it was like, it worked out. So credit to Mourinho. I wouldn't have made the decision, but it worked. So.
And what do you make of Harry Kane? Obviously, he got 4 assists today and a goal. How good of a creator is he? And is those qualities in his game underrated?
I think Harry Kane's passing is like really underrated. His shot is obviously amazing and one of the best in the league, if not the best in the league. But I think he's really good at passing.
Yeah.
And moving forward after this game, does the second half give you a lot more confidence going forward?
I would say it does, because like now we're sort of starting to get our act together, start getting those wins, and I'd say fairly big wins. Because I mean, it's only Southampton, but 5-2 is still quite a marginal score. So.
All right, George, you actually won the competition twice today, but the first one goal disallowed. So second goal. This will be sent out to you. So obviously, I think you've already sent us your address in the DMs, haven't you?
So in the DMs, and we'll get this to you. Where are
I'll
you?
send you my address later.
Where are you based?
Do you know where Southport is?
I know exactly where Southport is. My girlfriend's from Southport.
Ah, well, small world.
There you go. Well, there you go. That's coming to Southport. Maybe we'll send it up with Ashley.
Yeah, maybe we'll hand deliver it to you.
Free
I was
delivery.
only in Southport a couple of weeks ago.
Hopefully Bale comes down here to play some golf.
You might be in luck.
All right, George, a pleasure to get you on.
Cheers for coming
thanks
on,
for
man.
coming on. Thanks for all the support.
No worries.
All right, who have we got next? Who's
coming on?
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going, mate? What's your name?
My name's Josh.
Josh, how are you doing today? Talk me through your thoughts of the game.
Okay, so I mean, I don't know what Jose Mourinho did at half time, but that was a completely different team that we saw in the second half.
Yeah.
I personally, I don't know if it was his strategy to sort of like just to feel them out, see which way they were going. It seems to be a tactic that we see quite often in English football now. You kind of see the opposition out for the first half, and then the second half you just go all guns blazing. So whether that was a tactic that he went for, we won't ever know. But whatever he did at half time worked. I can't help but feel as well that the 2 signings that we've just made in Bow and Regulion, like, it's such a confidence boost to this team.
It's been a good week for Tottenham, hasn't it?
Yeah, 100%. When we were first linked up with Bow, I personally didn't believe it. I thought he's. I can hear myself. Hang on a second.
It's all right. It should be okay.
Where am I echoing from?
I think you're okay now.
I think you're all right now.
There we go. Yeah, so I mean, he's moved to China, got blocked a year ago.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to think that he's moved to China, got blocked by Real Madrid, and yet he's just come back to Tottenham with Real Madrid paying half of his wage. Like, it's crazy to think. Also, as well, Son 100%. What a performance from him today.
Mate, and Harry.
And Harry Kane as well. It was nice to see Harry Kane kind of playing that offset centre attacking mid-roll where he was just feeding balls through to Son and Son just capitalising and scoring the goals. And I'm saying now, if we do not win silverware this season, big teams like Real Madrid, they're going to come in for Son 100%. They're going to be chomping at the bit to try and sign him 150 mil plus, guaranteed.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, even though we won 5-2, there were quite a few negatives to talk about. Obviously, the centre-back pairing in Sanchez and Dyer. I think it's quite evident. It's quite evident we need a centre-back, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I think our defence is the one place we need to look at bolstering because I think it's our defence that lets us down every time. Also, the Højbjerg looked better off the ball as he did on the ball.
Yeah.
The pairing with Højbjerg and Winks didn't work, personally.
What do you make out of the rumours about Dele Alli? I don't know if you've heard.
I personally think it's about time. We need to cash in on him as soon as we can because I feel like he's just depleting. Every game that he plays, he just depletes just a little bit more. And we bought him for what, 5 million from MK Dons? And we could get easily £40 million for him. Easily in today's market. We need to capitalise on that and cash in on him while we still have the chance because if we don't, we'll sell him for what we got him for or just minimal profit. We need to cash in while we can. You think
there's not a place for him in the team anymore?
Not at the moment. Not at the moment. I don't see him being part of Jose's plans. I must say as well. I had my doubts about Jose Mourinho, but after this documentary, I've got a whole new love for our team.
Everyone seems to fall in love with Jose from the documentary.
100%. People saying that Eric Dyer needs to go. Like the guys, I mean, I kind of agree on some respect, but at the same time, the guy's passionate. He's what we need in this team. He gives it his all every week. I just don't think he's always good enough.
The thing is about Eric Dyer, I get what you're saying. He gives 100% for the shirt. He's Tottenham through and through.
Yeah, 100%.
But to be our number one centre-back, which it looks like he is at the moment, I don't think it cuts it. We need a better centre-back than him.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So I think that's what it is.
If we want to genuinely contend for silverware this season, we need to make some significant changes. And I think bolstering that defence is our first call.
Right, I'm going to ask you to put your neck out on the line, but where do you think we finish this season?
Top four.
Top four?
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
Feel-good factors back at
the feel-good factors back at the lane. Come on.
Do you know what? I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if we actually contended for the title this year.
Really?
That's where I'm at. I'm confident.
You probably won that comment last week.
Jose's a winner. He just brought in 2 players in Gareth Bale and Reguilon who both know what it's like to win silverware. Quite recently as well, when Reguilon won the Europa League with Sevilla. Yeah. That's what we need. We need those guys with that winning mentality that know what it's like to win. And I think we just need to bring one more signing in, whether it's a defender, which I would prefer a defender, or we bring in another striker to back up Kane.
And if we are going to bring in that centre back, who's the centre back for you that we need to bring in?
I don't know.
I'll ask Jose.
Yeah, do that. He's more clued up than me.
All right, thank you so much for coming. It's been a pleasure speaking to you, mate.
Good having you on. Come on in the future.
Come on, you Spurs. Come on.
All right, we've got Jack coming on next. Let's see what he has to say. Jack.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Jack. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm really good. You can't not be after that win, honestly. That was just,
I mean,
Harry Kane. Oh my god,
was another level, wasn't he?
Dream work, absolute dream work from our forward, like
prime Iniesta.
Yeah, quite literally. You know, him playing in that deeper role, he was almost playing up to like that Dele Alli role from what Dele Alli was playing like 3 years ago. You know, he was providing those balls in, those little dinks into Son. I can't remember what goal out of the 4 it was, but one of the ones where he took like the slightest look to his left, and you saw it on BT. They analysed it. I think it was the hat-trick goal. Yeah.
Number 4.
Oh, was it? Yeah. Whatever one it was, anyway. It was so.
All of them were absolutely world-class assists. You got to say.
No, but that one that you were talking about, I think, was the best of the lot. It was just sublime, literally breathtaking.
Yeah, that one where he took like half a second look. He might have broke his neck. how quick he turns and looks, you know. But that little dink over into Son and the chest down and the finish was just beautiful.
But what I want to ask you is why do we keep doing this? Why do we starting games so slow? Because it was a theme from last season, especially under Jose Mourinho, even under Pochettino. Why are we starting games so slow? And it needs for Mourinho to get into them at half time for us to start producing goods.
It's a tough question. Is it still the hangover from the Champions League final?
I mean, that's a long hangover.
There's a long hangover, but you know, is it that, or is it just that you got to think from that team in the Champions League final? It's quite a different team that we've got now. Yeah. It's quite a different team, and you know, there's always an element of players. They need time to sort of propagate and gel together. So it could be that, or it could just be the low confidence. You know, coming off a short summer break as well. Yeah, there's so many factors, a lot of variables to it. But, you know, Jose Mourinho's half-time talk, that's something that must have been so, you know, motivating. And you probably get goosebumps being in a Jose Mourinho, you know, pep talk right now.
Maybe we need season 2 of All or Nothing.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
Season 2. Exactly.
And how exciting is it, you know, with Kane and Son on such form, and you're going to add Gareth Bale into that attack when he's fit and ready? How exciting is that, and what do you think we can achieve?
Yeah. I mean, in terms of what we can achieve, I'd expect an FA Cup with the squad depth that we've got. You know, Reguilon, however you pronounce it. You know,
Reguilon.
Reguilon, whatever. I don't even know. I don't even care. I just care about his class. I care about his talent. But yeah, with the squad depth that we've got right now, I expect an FA Cup and top 5, 5th or 4th, possibly 3rd. I don't know. It all depends on what Bale brings to the team. Because if he's coming back on form and he's putting in that work and he's linking up well with Son and Kane, then it's gonna be goals galore like it was today.
All right,
and I want to get your reaction, obviously, to the Dele Alli news that's been breaking during the game. They could be set to leave. Tottenham apparently have put him up for sale, and he's in talks with PSG with a number of other teams currently in the running. So, what do you make out of that news?
It doesn't surprise me, honestly. It doesn't surprise me because I think that Lo Celso is going to be playing in that role that Dele Alli previously has been. You know, just behind Kane or whoever the striker may be. You know, Lo Celso's got the flicks and tricks, and he's got the composure on the ball as well. I think Ali's lost a bit of that composure. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't stop. You know, if I was Jose Mourinho, I wouldn't stop him going. I think we've got enough depth now.
How much do you reckon we can get for him?
Yeah, that's a good one because he hasn't been on form. So we don't. You know, that's a variable. How long has he got left on his contract?
I think he's got 2-3 years left.
I think 3 years. I think.
But you know, he's got age on his side as well, and he's a big name.
Yeah,
I think around 40-50 million, something around that mark.
I was thinking 40. Yeah, about 40-50 mil. I think that's a fair price for Dele Alli. Yeah, in his prime, you're talking 90 to 100. I think, but yeah.
Unfortunately, has been his prime for a few years now.
No, exactly.
Yeah. All right, mate. Thanks a lot for coming on. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. Feel free to come on whenever you want, mate.
All right, no, awesome. Cheers, guys. Thanks a lot.
On, Cheers. Thanks a lot. Come on, you Spurs.
Next up, we've got Jerome.
Jerome. Yes, Jerome.
Hi,
how are you?
I'm good. So, one of the things I was looking at when I was watching the game is that the midfield is the problem. Do you guys see that as well? There's like a big imbalance in the midfield in that, okay, you have Højbjerg is there, but then who else is going to play alongside him? Harry Winks is fine. Yes, he's fine. But then you have Ndombele or do you have Lo Celso? So
for me, I'm not sure if Harry Winks does enough. I haven't seen enough from him today. Well, I don't know about you.
I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of Harry Winks, but I really like Lo Celso, and I think he's really good when he attacks, but then he can also defend. But when he attacks, he can drive into that. He's really good at progressing the ball into the final third, which is something that I'm really impressed with. The problem with Ndombele is that he's unfit. He's not fit, and so I mean I've been watching him for a while, and a great player, great technique, and hold on to the ball, can pass the ball really well, but just can't. He's just unfit. It's not good enough. I don't know why this season, even last season, is exactly the same way.
Well, how impressive were you with our turnaround in the second half? How do you think? There was a previous call, Alex, saying it was only down to Kane and Son why we turned it around, or do you think it was a team effort?
I think it was definitely a team effort because, turnarounds like that don't happen just because of two players. It can't. The whole team has to be behind, supporting the two main players because, Kane and Son are the best players on the team. And so I think it was, due to the whole team, but then the most important thing is that the goals were scored. How many times did we see, even the game in the week and against, I forgot the name of the team. I mean, remember that chance Son missed?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was today. He would never miss that. And so it's the most important thing that the players scored the goals that they've been provided, and that was really important. And I'm really impressed with Harry Kane. Guy, I've never really thought of him as a provider, even though I know he's a good passer of a ball. I know he's a good striker of a ball, but as a provider, the guy's excellent. I'm really impressed with him.
Yeah, he showed that today, 4 unbelievable assists. Was this just what the doctor ordered after last week's defeat? And is this giving us a new sense of belief going into the season?
Yeah, definitely. I think that you look at a game like this and you can think to yourself, okay, we didn't have a good first half, or we didn't have a good 30 minutes, but then in the second half or the next 15 minutes, we can have a really good game and put the games away like that. Just one thing that I have in that is that against teams that sit in a low block, how will that be? How would we play against teams that sit in a low block? Because, Southampton will come and press us. One thing that I saw that we struggled with a little bit was when they pressed us, we couldn't get the ball into the midfielders quick enough, and they couldn't have 2 or 3 passes in between them and then going up. We got the ball from our back line and we hit it up long, especially in the first half. We struggled with this. And then that's how we got in behind them. But then against teams that sit in a low block, how do we break them down? That's why we need players like Lo Celso and Ndombele fully fit and fully confident.
Or maybe you can just have Bale just putting him from 30 yards.
Exactly, Bale's going to be giving out bound runners.
Yeah, definitely, that would definitely help.
How excited for you for Gareth's turn?
I really like Bale. I really love Bale because I watch Madrid since one of the reasons why I'm not a Tottenham Hotspur supporter, but one of the reasons I warm up to Tottenham is because of Mourinho and Gareth Bale. I've been watching the first ever season I watched of football was the 2012-2013 season. And I watched Mourinho and his teams, how they play. And I've always been really impressed with him. But one thing that Tottenham fans should be wary of, that the team is not yet, it's not playing the way I see Tottenham Mourinho teams play. He likes getting ball into the midfield quickly and quick transitions because he's a defensive coach. So those quick transitions in the midfield, they're not there yet, and I haven't seen that moment.
Well, hopefully we're gearing up to that moment. The second half of today was definitely a step in the right direction. An away win as well. Not only was it emphatic, but it was an away win, which I don't know, it's very important for Tottenham because we've only had a handful of away wins, since before Pochettino left. So I think it's very, very important for us. But anyway, thank you so much for coming on. It's been a pleasure having you on.
No problem.
Cheers, mate.
All right, I just want to get a quote from Mourinho when he was asked about Dele Alli. He said, asked whether he wants Ali to stay, Mourinho said, I want a balanced squad. That's what I want. No, he doesn't need to be sacrificed, but the squad is a puzzle. That but is quite crucial. That kind of tells the story.
That proves, I think, that Dele Alli's on his way out.
Mm-hmm. That but is very important in that quote, because it looks like he's confirming that Dele could be on his way out there.
Very, very interesting. But let's bring on Sai. Let's see what he has to say about the whole situation. Sai, are you safe? Are you safe there driving?
Fortunately, I'm not driving. That's the responsibility of Soph today. So
okay, that's good. That's good.
Get a few beers out. You can drink.
Yeah, I got Sonny's on my lap as well.
Oh, nice one, Sonny.
Yeah.
Beautiful,
How you doing,
beautiful,
guys?
beautiful sunny day over there. Spurs win, Bale signed. Couldn't be any better.
He's actually not far from St Mary's as well.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to go past there in a minute, actually, towards Highcliffe and shout a few things out the window, I think.
First of all, I want to get your opinion on this Dele Alli, because you've heard all the rumours, I'm guessing. Mourinho's kind of hinted that he could be out the door. What are your thoughts on the situation?
Listen, I've never wanted him to go. I think he's an extremely good player. But I think that, there's been a season or two where he hasn't really performed the best he could. We all know that. But I just think that we need to make a decision now, whether he still fits in the team with the new players and everything, or whether, Daniel wants to cash in and maybe reinvest that somewhere else. Or
I hope it's not Jesse Lingard.
Oh God! If that happens, I'm jumping out the door now. But I think, like I said, I believe in giving players chances. Like I know he's had a few last season, but I want to see what he's made of. I want to see him come back in the team and show us what he can do. I don't want to just go, well, the easiest thing to do is always get rid of a player. So yeah, we'll see. But I can see both sides of the fence, as it were. Some fans saying why he should go, and some fans like me saying why he shouldn't go. Let's see what happens, I guess. It's just a bit of a shame that he hasn't sort of grasped the form that he had a couple of seasons ago. We'll have to see.
But back on the game, how do you assess the game? What went wrong in the first half? What went right in the second half? See that smile creeping on your face when I mentioned the game.
Yeah, of course. The first half was, typical Spurs this season and last season. And I was just like, when is this going to change? When are we actually going to start clicking and doing something? And it shouldn't have to take every time a half-time conversation with the manager, to say, come on, guys, you need to buck up your ideas and stuff. Some of the players were just unacceptable in the first. Do you know what? I'm not going to dwell on that. The fact is that what was said at half-time clearly worked, and we should all focus on that massively positive second half. We're a completely different team. The players that probably should have started came on and changed that game to what it was. I always strongly believe, and I said it all last season, we need to put our attacking players and best players on as much as possible from the start. Get those goals early, then revert back to a defensive mindset or this, that and the other. But I'm absolutely thrilled with and I've always said, Harry Kane ever decides that he wants to become a midfielder and drop back, I'm more than happy, because he's one of the
well, we lost him.
Best passes in the world.
I think we lost him.
All right, Si, I think your internet is cutting off a bit. It was hard to understand you, but maybe if you get into some good signal, you can join again. But next, we've got Ashley.
Ashley Channel.
I think so.
Well, Ashley Channel. How you doing, mate?
Yes.
Can you move your camera to landscape?
Is that possible?
Give me a sec. Try. It's on my phone, see?
Yeah, it's okay. There we go. Beautiful. It's good.
Ashley, talk to me.
I can't see myself yet.
Brilliant. Ashley, talk to me your thoughts throughout the game.
Sun. Sun's everything. And just sun is the only word I can say at the moment. But just a game of two halves, really, wasn't it? The first half, we were just sort of like... I was really annoyed the first half because I seemed to think they were just passing it around. We were giving them way too much time on the ball. I just kept thinking to myself, they've got the ball and they're just literally walking it around and thinking, where should I pass? And we're literally just like letting them decide where to go. But then the second half, obviously, we came out and there's a lot more tactics, a lot more pressing, I think. And I think we hurt teams when we press more. I think when we put pressure on teams to have to pass that ball, we hurt them. I just don't think we did it in the first half at all.
But how impressed were you with Harry Kane as well? Getting 4 assists, 1 goal, poacher turned creator today. How good was his passing today?
His passing was amazing, and he did set up the goal was amazing. I've got Kane on the back of this shirt. This shirt is a purple shirt, a fake shirt from Turkey for my honeymoon. I've got 4 of them. But the only player they seem to know over there is Kane. Every single one of these shirts from Turkey have got Kane on the back. But yeah, his passing was amazing. But Son today. People say Mane's better than Son, but for me, he's not. Son today just proved that his run on the balls, his pace, his cut throughs. Kane's balls were amazing to Son, and he's definitely set him up. And I love Kane anyway, same as everyone. But if Son wasn't there and someone else was there, I just don't think they would have won the ball and cut through like Son did. Just don't think they would.
Yeah, but what did you make of Tanguy and Ndombele today, taken off at half-time again? Do you think it was a case of him being on a yellow card? Was it a fitness problem? Or do you think it was tactical?
That's a hard one. I think it might be a bit of everything, really. I think the yellow card is a good shout because obviously the defensive midfielder like that, they get in and out with the thing. And obviously if Mourinho wants them to try and hold the ball up, it only takes one silly challenge and that's it, red, and that changes the whole game. So I think that is a good shout of why. But yeah, I mean, tactical wise, it definitely worked. That's how it went on. But whatever Mourinho said obviously worked in that half time. I mean, people saying about Mourinho, like I said, still give him a chance. It's the second game of the season. Yeah. Second game of the season, and we ended up winning that game. And I just don't think people give him a chance. I think he's got to still settle into his team. We still haven't got our full team of what he wants yet. I mean, he's just signed Bale and that Sergio Reguilon. But they haven't actually played yet, so just let him get his team, how he wants his team, and then see how we do from there. But in terms of the result, 2 different halves. I got one over my dad and brother because they both support Saints, so I'm happy with that. Because obviously I was born in Southampton, so I know a lot of Saints fans, which is brilliant for me.
Some good bragging rights for you today, then.
Yes. But yeah, no, very happy.
Brilliant, Ashley. Thank you for coming on. I'm sure you've got a lot of Saints fans to message now, so I'll let you get on to that. But
yes,
thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Ben. Thanks, Tim.
Thank you for becoming a member as well.
Yeah, big ups, Ashley.
No
a new member.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate all the support, man. See ya, Ashley.
All right, so some interesting points being raised. We have got David Harris.
Come on, David.
Come on, David. Let's see what he has to say. David, he's got the hat on today.
He's a lot happier today, aren't you, David?
David, is it cold in Ireland? You're on mute. You're on mute.
Mate.
You're on mute.
Can't hear you. We can't hear you. Nope, still can't hear you.
All right, we're going to go to Josh King and then we'll come back to you, David. Try sort out the audio.
Sorry, mate. We'll get back to you, mate.
All right, Josh
King. Hello. The King is back. The King has returned. Long live the King.
How you doing, Josh?
Yeah, really, really happy. I should start off by saying I'm extremely hungover, innit? So sorry for
all the bell celebrating, isn't it?
The bell beers. I think I just got a bit too excited with him coming back, so I've got absolutely
no failed medicals, no nothing. It's all good. Everything's okay. Signed, sealed, and delivered.
Yeah. Really happy about that.
But Josh, let's talk about the first half first. Mm-hmm. Obviously, there's problem in the back, problem in midfield. What did you put your finger on? What went wrong in that first half?
I think we were, I'm not a tactical expert or whatever, but I think it's funny because Mourinho wouldn't usually do this, but we were actually pushing up and playing a bit of a high line. And it just didn't work with Southampton's high line. Number one, they're more used to playing that kind of way, because that's not something that we do. He obviously was asking us to press, and I just don't think that we're, a team that's had it drilled into them like Southampton. They've been pressing for 18 months and they know their patterns of play. They know their triggers. I don't think that we are going to outpress a team like that. Mm-hmm. So instead of me always, bagging on Mourinho, this time I'm going to say his tactics were absolutely spot on after the second half. Obviously, it did upset me a bit that Ndombele went off, but I like his comments that he's come out with afterwards. He said,
I haven't seen that. Go on.
he's basically said that what was his exact words? He said GLC was so tired, so that's why he didn't start. We agreed basically with Gio and Tanguy that Tanguy was going to start and Gio was going to come on in the second half. But then when Tanguy got a yellow card, he just made the switch at halftime instead of it being at like 60 minutes or something. That's me. He didn't say it quite like that, but that's basically what you can take from his quotes.
Okay. I mean, that's fair enough, isn't it? I mean, Ndombele was very good in the first half. I really thought he was our best player in the first half. But, you know, Giovanni Lo Celso came on and completely changed the game in the second half. It had to be said.
That's what I mean. Like, I can't wait till we have them both on the same pitch. Because, and you saw with, I know it was poor opposition, but when they are both on the same pitch, they're both on the same wavelength. And they really, like, good players play well with each other. So, like, I just can't wait for that to happen.
And you could see that in the link-up in the goal in out in Bulgaria a few days ago. Ndombele, Lo Celso, that quick passing, and then Ndombele getting on the end of it at the end.
Exactly.
But back to this game, you know, who do you put it down to, Kane or Son? Who was your man in the match?
Oh, so hard, isn't it?
I know.
So hard. It really is. It's Kane. I'm a Kane fanboy. I love all our players, but like, I think, you know, it doesn't happen without Kane, does it? It doesn't happen without the world class. It's so funny because I was having a debate with, I'm in like this football chat WhatsApp group that's all different football fans. And like some Chelsea fans were saying, oh, you know, Kane's just a target man. This was only a couple of days ago. And I was like, you have no clue. Like, if Liverpool had Kane, he would do the Firmino role better and still score goals, unlike Firmino. Do you know what I mean? He really is. If we can keep him fit this season, like he just looks in insane form. Look at those passes every single time, inch perfect. Like, who can finish like, you know, he has a world-class finish on him and he can pass like Pogba, like, or De Bruyne. It's insane. So yeah,
that assist for the fourth was De Bruyne-esque. It really was. Yeah, that was something really special, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So Kane for me, but Son, I'm so glad for him, man. And he's finally getting the respect he deserves in that same football chat. People are like, oh, is he better than Mane now? Like that, he's always underrated, Son, isn't he? He doesn't really get the respect he deserves. And also, he doesn't usually start the season alike. So hopefully we can get some
4 bloody goals from Sonny today. I can't believe it.
Man, that link up was
and 4 assists from Harry Kane. Like, what the hell?
And a goal.
Yeah.
You know what? I haven't looked at it myself, but someone else that I know that's quite into like tactics and statistics said in the group that Kane and Son is statistically the deadliest combo in Premier League history.
Yeah, it is.
And add Gareth Bale to that as well.
You might be on something, Josh.
Yeah. Yeah. I think people are really, really sleeping on us this season. Like, I think if it clicks, and it gave me hope that Mourinho's trying something different. Like he was trying to push up. He was trying to push the fullbacks up. He didn't just say sit deep. And to be honest, his kind of more negative tactics, I suppose, going the 4-4-2 and sitting back was the right decision for this game. It depends who you're playing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But it's just nice to see him try something different. That didn't work. And he went back to what he did before, and we ended up scoring 5 goals or 4 goals in the second half.
Do you think after today's game, there's a renewed sense of belief after the defeat against Everton? Everyone was down in the dumps. Obviously, there's the news of Bale and Reguilon signing and the win today. Is that just a renewed sense of belief going into the season?
What a week for Tottenham Hotspur.
Unbelievable week.
Great week. And we haven't had that many weeks like this in the past year or so, I'd say. Yeah. We really haven't. Like, this has been the best week since, you know, probably Ajax or something like that, I reckon.
Probably. You're not wrong.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Because we've been so inconsistent. But I'll tell you what, seeing the way how clinical Son was, Bale might be looking at that and thinking, do you know what? I'm not even sure that like I'm going to be able to keep up with these. Like, play him on more. Do you know what I mean? It's so great that the first game he's going to be paying attention to, because, you know, he's just signed. He gets to see the class acts that he's going to be playing with on top form.
I'll tell you what he will be looking at, though, because Lucas Moura, I thought he was poor today. He didn't get involved at all, Lucas Moura. So Bale's probably looking at that saying, I slot into that right-hand side perfectly. Bale, Kane, Son, like what can he... If Bale was playing in that second half, I mean, we probably could have scored 6 or 7 today.
if there was no VAR, we would have won like 7-2 or something like that, 7-8-2. So
one thing I want to get your opinion on is Dele Alli. We've obviously been asking quite a few other people. It looks like he could be set to leave, with Romano tweeting out that Tottenham have put him up for sale when he's in talks with PSG. Are you happy about that news, and how much do you think we could get for him?
I am gutted on a personal level, just because you always have your favourites. Dele, I just always identified with him. Young mixed race lads. Do you know what I mean? Like I love Dele. I love his personality. I love that he was a young star in the making. But I was having this debate actually not long ago, and if you want to act like a big club, you can't have passengers. And we've been waiting for him to click again for a few years now. Like 2.5 years or something since he really was. I know he's had quick spells, like 3 or 4 or 5 games where he's done well. But if you want to be a big club, you cannot have passengers. And he has been a passenger recently. So if there was someone to go out of those attacking options, I would probably have chosen Lamela. But Dele, you're going to get more money for. The one thing I don't really understand, though, is it's going to mess us up with the homegrown thing again. Like, what are we going to do? Do you know what I mean? We're going to have to buy another 2 English players or something.
Is it going to be... Well, we've got Bale coming in, so he's homegrown.
Yeah.
So I think that could be all right. I don't know. There's rumours of Jesse Lingard. I don't know what you think about that.
God. No, that's got to be rubbish. Is that from anyone like a high tier sort?
Not really. Hopefully,
I mean, if we, for argument's sake, let's say we get rid of Ali and then bring in Lingard. Like, what's the point? You know what I mean? It's just no point to it whatsoever.
Biggest downgrade I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So, Ali is basically Lingard with end product. Like, that's what he is. Like, they're basically the same player. They run the channels and all that sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean?
For me, you sell Ali, bring in 40, 50 million, and then you bring in a top centre back. That's what I would do with the money.
I'd be happy with that. I still think that we need a DM, because I know people might disagree with this, but number one, if Højbjerg gets injured, we're back to square one. Number two, we're not playing Højbjerg at DM anyway. Like, I just think this midfield, our options, if we'd just brought in Allen, like what Everton have done, like someone, what was he, 20 mil or something? I know he's near the end of his career.
Would have been a perfect signing. Would have been a perfect signing.
Yeah, a few years he would have sorted us out. Like, we need a top DM, and our centre backs will look better with a proper DM in front of them. But I don't know, but what you guys think about Dyer? I didn't think he was shocking today or anything, but I just
the goal annoyed me. The goal annoyed me, and not just from Dyer, Sanchez as well, because Sanchez just could have closed him down, and he didn't. He waited,
definitely,
and he hesitated. He let Lings get the shot off, and it was another goal. And it's just very frustrating when we don't know what to do, because Toby's on the bench again today. I'm not sure about that. We can continue pursuing Dyer and Sanchez, but they continue making silly mistakes at the back.
Yeah,
and don't know what to do.
When also, Jose's tactics in the first half were kind of push like a high line up and play hoofball. And if you're going to play hoofball, which I don't mind sometimes, like against good teams, I don't mind doing it. Play Toby. He's the best passer from the back. Why is he not playing? I don't understand.
The thinking was that Ings and Shea Adams are very mobile, quick forwards. So maybe he's thinking get some more pace at the back or something. That's my thinking in how Mourinho was thinking.
Why is Dyer undroppable then? Why is Dyer undroppable? You take out Dyer then. Yeah.
That's what I keep saying. Like, it seems as though Dyer's our number one centre back now, and I just don't get that at all. I just don't get it. Doesn't make sense to me.
But I do think that Moo is starting to show that he is going to be a bit more adaptable this season. He had his favourites and stuff. Like, look, he's playing Tanguy. He's, making good comments about him. He's also looking at dropping Dele, who hasn't been productive enough, but that was another of his favourites. So I'm hoping that he will see with Dyer soon as well. But yeah, that would be the dream. I think it's close between a DM or a centre-back, but I'd be happy with either. If we can get a top-class centre-back, like really top class, then we could put a challenge together this year. Oh, I'm serious.
Don't say it, man. Don't say it.
Okay,
Don't say it.
Yeah.
What I want to get your opinion on is Winks. What do you think, Winks? Is Winks good enough?
Oh, I like Winks. He's good enough for the squad. That's the problem with Mourinho. I'm not bagging on Mourinho. I was really happy with him today. But I just mean, when you see little issues, we have I don't mind the players that he likes, like for example Winks, Dyer, but they're squad players, not first 11 players. So like I don't want Winks to go. I don't want Dyer to go. I want them to stay at my club. But they don't need to. You can't. I realized today that you can't have a combination of. You have to have one of Højbjerg, Winks, or Sissoko. You can't have two out of the three of them on the field because it totally ruins our midfield. Like so yeah. I forgot the question.
Winks, is he good enough?
Yeah, he's not good enough.
He wants Højbjerg out already.
No, he's not good enough to start. He's not.
If he had it his way, Mourinho would have been out after the first game.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
All right, Josh, always a pleasure speaking to you, mate.
Always good having you on, Josh. Good.
Thanks
to see
for
you,
coming on.
Come on.
Cheers, lads.
Up the Spurs.
All right. How many...
Wow, we got 3 left.
3 left.
3 calls left. Let's get our next caller on. Who have we got?
Is it David back on, or is this?
David's back.
David.
David's back in his hat. Is his audio working?
No, it's still not working, mate.
We can't hear you, David.
I'm not sure what's going on. I'm sorry, mate. All right. Sorry, David. Obviously, look, David, you always know you're welcome.
David, you're one of our favourite guests.
We'll have to get you on next time. Sorry about the audio.
But let's bring on our next. We got 2 left. All right, who have we got here?
Oh, audio not working again.
Hello? No, your audio's not working.
No, it's not working, man. I'm sorry. Maybe
is it something
you muted?
on our end or is it their end?
I think it must be because Josh King was working. So.
Yeah. So just to let you know, if your audio's not working, you need to click on the mic option on your screens. But let's bring on the last guy, and then we'll try bring on the last 2 that were just on again. Joseph.
Joseph.
How you doing? You all right?
Yes,
we're good, Joseph. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Yeah, good. So, it's been a crazy week, hasn't it, guys? Yeah, definitely.
Do you want to sit down a bit because we can't see your face?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's gonna move. Yeah, sorry.
There you are.
So,
talk me through your feelings.
Of the game today, I mean, it's crazy, really. I mean, first half was a bit of a shambles. I mean, in terms of just the way defensively, really, because I thought in the first half we were still quite good going forward, but then we just didn't quite time our runs properly. That was the difference, obviously, where 2 VAR goals disallowed, and we weren't really picking up Che Adams, who was obviously the one kind of always getting space in between the midfield, Højbjerg and Winks, and obviously the defence as well. But I thought second half was a massive improvement. Obviously, I think bringing Celso on just obviously really helped change the game. Obviously, when you've got 2 strikers like Son and Kane, it's just clinical, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely clinical. Kane and Son. Is there a better partnership in the league at the moment than them 2?
Nah, I just don't think so. And you look at the statistics since when they first came, and you see that I think Kane proved today he's more than just a finisher as well. He's a guy that can link up play and obviously also play great passing behind. I mean, 4 assists. It reminded me of I don't know if you remember the game when I ordered against Newcastle all these years ago.
I remember that game in a 5-0 win. Yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of reminded me of that. That's like one of those world-class performances up front. And if I'm honest with you, I know Son's really clinical with the 4 goals, but I think under the day, I think Kane would have got man of the match, wouldn't he? Really?
Yeah, unbelievable. It was quite unbelievable. Was this just what the doctor ordered for you guys, for us, after last week's defeat? Do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Because obviously let's be honest, we've had a couple of not great performances in the last couple of games to start the season. But I'm hoping this. Obviously, now we've got a great performance here and a win. And obviously with the great news of the King coming home as well. We've got great news. We've got it's a great feel factor, great feel factor, really good feel factor back again. Spurs.
Exactly. Gareth Bale's home, 5-2 away win. And I just want to say I want to ask your opinions and how important that win was, because, you know, we've been shocking away from home for nearly 2 years now. So for you, how important was that to get those points, and how emphatically we got those points?
Yeah, it's very important, especially, one, obviously to get our season up and running, and two, just because, when you look at it, like even under Mourinho, we haven't had that many away wins in the league, really. So we improved that, because obviously remember on the pot, we went 10 months without winning an away game as well. So it's great to get an away win. And St Mary's is always tough. I remember last year when we came here and Alderville got left on his backside and we lost 1-0. Do you know what I mean? It's a completely different story this time around.
Yeah, definitely. And finally, who was your man in the match today?
I mean, I think you've got to say Kane. I know Son was clinical, but I still think you've got to say Kane as ran the match. The 4 assists and a goal, you know, it's a brilliant from him. But one more thing I was going to mention though as well is that I thought Tanguy was unlucky to get hooked in the first half, in the second half time as well. So I thought he was the best one.
But do you think it was proved to be the right decision after the showing Lo Celso put in second half?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was the right decision, obviously, when you look at the result.
And he was booked as well.
Really, because, that's the thing. Maybe that could have been the reason. But it's a shame because, obviously, I think, the first goal was basically one of them down to him as well, the way he started it. With a great Maradona turn in the middle and then he played it to Kane. That kind of started the whole move.
Very true.
Yeah,
I mean, I thought he was our best player in the first half. I thought he was our best player in the first half.
Yeah, he was. I think he was. And it's definitely the best for midfield three. Because, I mean, even Genius said at half time, like, you know, he thought that he's surprised that Højbjerg and Winks didn't get obviously cooked for their performances. And Ndombele was obviously the best performer. But then again, obviously the yellow card, you know, he gets quite tired easily, doesn't he, as well? So it's fitness for him, isn't it?
Yeah. And what do you think of the potential Dele Alli news of him potentially leaving?
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of talk about it. It's sad, obviously, from my point of view, because, you know, I remember when in the first 2 years, like, you know, he showed insane form. He's absolutely brilliant, you know. But I think, to be honest, when you look at it, the last couple of seasons, he's been fairly at low par. And I just don't feel like he really fits into Mourinho's style of play. Like, the 4-3-3, it best suits Højbjerg, going deep, and then Tanguy and Lo Celso in the middle. Well, it doesn't really suit him. He's more of a he's not a guy that really creates a lot. He's kind of a second striker, really, more than a guy that's on the ball and creates. So I'm not really sure if he really suits him. 4-3-3.
All right, Joseph. Thanks a lot for coming on. Always great to chat to you about Spurs.
Nice to see you again, Joseph.
It's good to see you, and we'll speak soon.
Yeah, speak to you guys soon. See you later.
Cheers, mate.
We got an update from Jonathan Veal, who's a journalist, I think for the Standard. I'm not 100% sure, but I know he's quite reliable. He says, despite fresh links to PSG and Mourinho's unwillingness to say so, Spurs do not expect Dele Alli to leave during the transfer window. So Romano says, well, he's up for sale. Veal says, we don't expect him to leave.
Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see how this one plays out, really. Nothing much to comment on that, to be honest. I think it's just a wait and see thing. But shall we bring David back in?
One last chance. Come on, David.
Third time lucky? Third time lucky.
Oh, you lads, can you hear me?
Yay!
Go on, David. Come on, David.
Can you hear me, yes?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Loud and clear.
Very good, very good.
Talk to me through your thoughts of the game.
The game today, I thought the first half, to be honest with you, I was fuming after it. Teams just seem to slice through us too easy. I thought, and Dembele was he had a very good first half. To be honest, I was shocked he came off at half time, but maybe I think it could be to do with an injury. And Mourinho got his sub right at half time this week, compared to last week, so I have to praise him for that, bringing on Lo Celso. And Son was amazing today, 4 goals, and he got 3 of them running off on the inside of Walker Peters, and that justifies us selling him and buying Doherty. Yeah. And I think if we add Bale into that going forward, and a top class centre back, I think we have a real shot at the league this year.
Really, at the title? Wow.
I think so. I think if we had a centre back, I think if we get the right centre back in, a top class centre back, I think we have a real tilt at the title.
It's a bit of a change of mood from last week, isn't it, David? Where you were saying we're going to struggle in Plovdiv.
Sure, you can see I have all the colours on today and everything. It's a good day. You know, it's a good day. You know, it's a good day when you wake up and the old lad texts you at 9 o'clock, giving you his car details to buy BT, and he's loosening the purse strings.
Brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant. But how good were Kane and Son today? Their link up was absolutely first class.
Kane was amazing. On the live chat this morning before you guys were on, I actually said, looking at the warming up today, I said I think we're going to start fast. We did start fast. Well, Kane in the second half was amazing. His passing ability, he could easily step back and play in centre attacking midfield, and we could also put Bale up front ahead of him. I thought Son was amazing. He just ran off Walker Peters all day. Again, it just shows why we saw Walker Peters and how poor he was. I mean, when Son's at full speed and making them runs, you can't stop him. He's finishing his. We get on to him sometimes about his finishing his end product, but today it was on point. They must be tuning into this show, lads, I think.
They must be. Yeah, you're definitely right. I mean, what a clinical attack, and just to add Bale to that will just make it out of this world. You know what I mean? I think we've been talking the last couple of games how Kane and Son haven't been getting involved enough, but today was a complete change of story, especially in that second half. I mean, wow, I'm just speechless out of that second half performance from Kane. Never mind Sonny, just those assists were Iniesta-esque, weren't they?
See, to be honest with you, I think I jumped the gun now at last week after Everton, because if you look back over seasons, over Spurs 5 games, we never start well. It's after that is when we seem to pick up a run and a bit of momentum.
Yeah.
I want to know what your thoughts are on Dele Alli potentially leaving, which is news that broke during the game. We now have conflicting reports. Some people say he could be staying, but if he does potentially leave, what do you think about
that? To be honest with you, I think he's just stagnated at Tottenham. If we can get a good price for him, I'd let him go. But see, it's hard to say with him. He could still turn out to be world class, but again, we haven't seen the best Alli in 2 seasons. And I agree with Josh King there, but just on beforehand, everything he said about Dele Alli. If we could get 40-50 million for him, I'd take him. I'd take it.
And if we get that money, what are you spending it on?
Centre back.
And who?
To be honest with you, I'd be looking at Brighton maybe. If you could get Lewis Dunk out of there.
He just signed a contract.
He did just sign a long contract, yeah.
Maybe Ruben Diaz staying out of Benfica.
Yeah, he would be my number one, I think. Either him or Milan Skriniar, someone like that.
Yeah, if we could get Skriniar from Inter Milan, that'd be nice. But I think he'll come at a hefty fee more than what Diaz would. As well, I'd just like to see if you could run an opinion poll on Harry Winks, a fan opinion poll.
Yeah, we'll do one on Twitter and see what comes out.
What's your opinion?
My opinion, to be honest with you, I don't think he's good enough. He offers nothing really in the passing department. He doesn't get stuck in. And any time I see him, you just see him running back and he's pointing. And he's not a doer. To be honest with you, I want. He'd be a good squad player for the likes of League Cup games, the amount of games we have in quick succession this season. But personally, I just don't think he's good enough. He's definitely not good enough to be in a team that's going to win anything. He just doesn't have that guile. No, for me, he has to go.
All right, fair enough. Winks has to go, but Spurs on the way to the title.
Sorry, one more thing before you go, lads.
Please.
AFTV are giving us Spurs a lot of stick recently, and to be honest with you, they're a poor Fulham team. Their defence is shocking. They should have lost to West Ham last night, and they seem that confident over there this year that I'd like to place a wager with them, basically, that if we beat them in the North London Derby after the first game, that they have to do a video in a Spurs shirt and at the end of it kiss our sexy little cockerel on it.
Who from Arsenal Fan TV would you like to see do that?
I'd love to see Tyke. He's always in all the Arsenal games. I'd love to see him kill him. And DP as well.
What's your forfeit? If we lose, then what do you have to do?
Well, I unfortunately, lads, I'm in Ireland, so you're in the studio, so I think you're
I see.
So you're making a bet on our behalf.
All right, so it's our wager. I see how it is.
I tell you what, I'll fly over if you lose. I'll fly over.
All right, fine.
Well, then I hope we lose. I want to see David.
Exactly. We want you to come over. Come over anyway.
I'll do my best. I usually get over for 1 or 2 games a year, so we'll see how we get on.
All right. David, always a pleasure having you on. Brilliant.
Nice to see you, David.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. All right. Last guest of the day will be... Oh, that's it. We have no more in the studio. Yeah, that's it.
I'll just end this by saying there are reports in Germany saying Tottenham are hoping to sign Wout Weghorst. The player could play his final match for Wolfsburg tonight before travelling to England.
Wow. So it looks like
could be joining Tottenham.
So if you saw the show that we did announcing Bale, I said that my 2 predictions were Weghorst and Ruben Dias. So that could be coming through.
Looks like it. Well, there's been a lot happening today. Spurs with an emphatic 5-2 victory against Southampton. Dele Alli potentially being out the door as well. Also very big news. And obviously it's been a great weekend for Tottenham fans with Bale and Reguilon coming in the door. What a weekend it is. It's been great having you all on, all your opinions. We got 2 new members during this live show as well. I don't know if we saw you.
Much more than 2.
More than 2?
We got about 10.
Oh, 2. Well, Frank, I don't know. I got a text saying got 2. Well,
that was during the live chat show. It was only 2. Yeah.
Right, only 2. So unbelievable. I mean, yeah, unbelievable support, guys. It's incredible. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you for your comments, your views, your likes.
To the competition winner as well.
Yeah, well done to George. Giveaway. The Harry Kane giveaway, we were able to give that away today as well. Hopefully
since we've started the Harry Kane giveaway, Harry Kane has scored in each of those games. So
all you saying is going to start a drought, you silenced you, mate. Silence. Come on. Looks like we're going to be giving away Harry Kane every game.
Exactly.
What a day. What a day. What a win. What a weekend. It's great to be a Spurs fan at the moment.
It really is. And thank you all for tuning in. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.